I've been lower than the floor. That negativity you force on top of me. Only I can set me free. I wanna be the best that I can be. You better go.
All right, welcome in, AJ. Let's talk sports. We're going to get right to it. Cincinnati Bengals versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right here. Stats and facts. That's what I'm all about. Here we go. The Bengals have won each of the last two times these teams have met, since Week 13 in 2014 at Tampa and Week 8 in 2018 at Cincinnati. Prior to that, the Buccaneers had won 6 straight in the series. The Bengals beat the Browns 23-10 last week at home. That was their 5th straight win. That's their longest winning streak since winning their first 8 games in 2015. Cincinnati is 8-0. 8-0 when scoring more than 20 points this season. So if they score 20, look for the dub. Jamar Chase caught 10 passes for 119 yards and a touchdown against the Cleveland Browns, their rivals. He now has 20 receiving touchdowns in just 26 games. In the last 40 years, the only players to reach that mark, Randy Moss with 20, Odell Beckham Jr. with 22. The Buccaneers lost to the 49ers 35-7 in Santa Clara last week. It was their second time scoring fewer than 10 points this season, also Week 7 at Carolina. In Tom Brady's first 2 years in Tampa, they did just that twice, both times in home games against New Orleans. Tom Brady was 34 for 455 or 253 yards last week, the 11th time in his career he's attempted at least 55 passes. His teams are now 3-8 in such games, with wins in 2002 against Chicago, 2015 against Buffalo, and Week 9 of this season against the Rams. Tampa Bay has passed the ball in 1st and 10 situations 57.5% of the time this season, highest in the league. Cincinnati has done so 52.9% of the time, 7th highest in the league. Joe Burrow, 3,685 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 9 INTs. Tom Brady, 3,585 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 5 INTs. Look for the Burrow-Brady show today at 4:25 on CBS. So, players to watch. Key matchups for this game. We're going to try to hurry up and get through this. Just want to touch base with this real quick. So the Bengals wide receivers versus the Buccaneers secondary. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. We already give you stats for that. Chase had over 1,400 receiving yards as a rookie last year and 13 touchdowns. So he's going to be one of the brightest young stars in the game and should be a different matchup for Carlton Davis. Davis does have the physicality to match Chase at the line of scrimmage, though, so he won't be able to bump him off the line. T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd round out the starting receiving room. Both are high-end second and third option, respectively. This is a game where Jamel Dean will not play, even if Mike Edwards and Antoine Winfield Jr. return from the injury this week. Bengals O-line versus the Bucs D-line. It will look even better with no Vita Vea in this game. This leaves the Bucs run defense vulnerable to an explosive running back and Joe Mixon. So watch for Joe Mixon to kind of go off. Burrow and Mixon might have to mix it up, the JoJo's. Bengals secondary versus the Bucs wide receivers. Even with Jesse Bates, who is one of the best safeties in football, Buccaneers have too many weapons to stop. Like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin are both in the line for the big games. Overall, Bengals are a better team, and they're built better. They're built for the Super Bowl. They were there last year. So I think that the Bengals will win over this game, but we'll talk more about that here in a second. And now we're going to go ahead and discuss. It's $140 at Raymond James Stadium. It's going to be in Tampa Bay. Almost a nice 70 degrees, partly sunny, 4:25 kickoff. And like I said, on CBS, so we're going to be definitely watching that one. Cincinnati's favored by 3.5. Over-unders 47. Give me the nasty natty. Give me the over. I think Mixon is going to have a really good game, and Jamar Chase will have over 100 receiving yards. Joe Burrow might actually get over 300 passing yards in this game with at least 3 touchdowns. You heard it here first, kids. So there's your show. Love you guys. God bless. Tip the waitress.
Focus on how I'm living now.